Hello everybody, this is the Goofs and Fox coming at you with my review of Transformers Legacy Evolution Comic Universe Tarn, or just Tarn for this instance, since, well, there aren't that many Tarn variants out there as far as I know, so yeah, we finally got an official Tarn figure from Hasbro. Yeah, it definitely took them a while. I'm way more accustomed to seeing a bunch of third-party variants. I don't know if there's actually any official Tarns out there, but well, without further ado, we're going to jump straight into the review here. And as always, we're going to start with the box here. And we got that open, plastic-free packaging that Hasbro's been doing recently. Get in there, see? And yeah, got the open front. Guess while we're on the top, we'll start here. Yeah, your little code in the front, scan that to learn more about the character. You got Legacy Evolution on the top. And looking at the front here, we have a nice picture of Tarn's alt mode here, as well as, again, that large Transformers Legacy Evolution. Hasbro, he's a Voyager class, and plastic-free packaging. Got a large Transformers right on the side here. So with this side, we have a few images here of Tarn in his robot mode, and well, really, it's the same image, but just one's zoomed up on his head there. But, yeah, pretty nice there. On to the back, we have our product images here. Comic Universe Tarn, a bit more product images, him doing a nice kneeling pose there. We got the Evo Fusion, which is, I guess, his combining two guns together to become the Buster Gundam, but yeah, that's something he can do. He also have a picture here of what his tank mode looks like, or at least I assume that's what that would be considered. The more I look at it, the more I feel like it's like a armored car or something with like tank treads, but well, yes, it's a matter of interpretation. We have a nice large image here on the side with a lot of the bunch of the characters here. We got two different versions of Optimus. We have Hot Rod, some Insecticons down here, as well as some Junkions, and looks like we have like the large Tarn mask here. I think the thing with this is like you have to have probably another character to combine it into one image, but otherwise it's still pretty neat looking there. And finally we're just going to go to the bottom here, flip it this way, and yeah, really nothing down here, just your barcode, warnings, and well, yeah, the gibberish. So, yeah, that's going to do it here for the box. So, without further ado, let's take a look at the figure himself. And here's Tarn here, all by himself alone in this open space. So, we're gonna take a look at his aesthetics here, just kind of his design. And obviously, we need to start with the head here, because, oh man, that is an amazing head sculpt that he has going on here. Let me see if I can really get in there without causing a shadow, that is. And yeah, you can see at the large Decepticon mask. I think there should be some red eyes in there as well. It can be a bit hard to see from the shadow, but I think they are supposed to be red, but the way they just kind of black out and look like a skull is, oh man, that's like so cool. I really like that head design here for Tarn, the just Decepticon full mask there. Rest of the head here is gray. You also have some back detailing, kind of looks like vents in the back almost. A really nice head indeed. You got a nice chest, like blocky chest here. It really makes him look like a real beefy character in combination with his arms there. And you have a nice gold Decepticon logo there, which is really nice. Really helps stand out amongst the purple. You got lots of nice little detail. Like, I know this was like, the design in the comics, but like, every time I look at this, I keep thinking of the Fall of Cybertron games. And I'm going to say the same thing for the vehicle mode as well. Like, as I just think of the Fall of Cybertron games when I look at all the little intricate details, the purple transparent parts, like they're supposed to be like the glowing bits, I feel like. Oh man, it's so cool. Arms here, you got some nice beefy arms up top here, and then they just kind of thin out here to your arms here. Got some nice purple hands here. this purple actually kind of stands out from the rest of them. I think only coming close to these back guns right here. And I guess while we're on the back, before we go to the legs, oh yeah, you got your back here with these guns up here. The guns in the vehicle mode, so I don't know what they're supposed to really be when they're up here. They kind of look like beam sabers almost. Like I could see him just being a Gundam and just reaching back here, grabbing one, and then just slashing somebody with it, which honestly would be a really cool gimmick if he had those, but well, we'll see. We'll see. Maybe I can fit a beam saber in this guy's hand. Oh, it actually look really cool. And apart from that, you got some nice detailing here. Actually, some asymmetric detailing here. Like, not really like everything is the same side here, which I really like. It gives a lot of life to the character and his alt mode. If you've seen already, you'll realize with the thighs are completely filled in. They are not hollow, and that's another good thing with this figure, aesthetic-wise, is just he barely has any hollow bits on him, which is really, really, really good. Most hollow thing here is kind of like the feet, but you don't see those anyway, so it's not really too big of a deal. Let's continue on with the legs here. Got a bit of gold break up here on the knee cover there, so really nice. Got some 2 shades of purple and some silver. And I got a bit more gold here on the feet, as well as a dark purple and like silver claws. And got some sculpted detailing here. That's a bit more for the vehicle mode as well. But yeah, a lot of excellent detailing going around this whole figure. I really love the look of this guy, and I think they did a really fantastic job catching the design of the character. Yeah, because it's not like some of the other characters where I've heard the concerns with them, like a Knockout or Bulkhead or RC from the Prime Universe, where they kind of they make them more G1 styled. You can kind of see it with how blocky he is in some areas, but for the most part, this just looks like Tarn, and it's absolutely amazing. Love it. I love it. Love the look of this guy. Next up here, we're going to take a look at some of Tarn's accessories, and he really only has 3 of them, but you can do a lot of things with just these. So I'm going to bring them all up here. I'm going to start with this middle piece here, because this is not really an accessory or a weapon per se, but it is definitely important for a lot of what this guy can do. Now you have 4, actually you got 5 pegs. You got a top one here, you got peg here and one down here. The bottom one here is more to connect to his arm and stuff, so this is more like a piece that you can just kind of connect anything you want to with it. So you can probably make one big just gun with this with other figures if you really wanted to. Speaking of guns, he has 2 cannons here, and they're actually molded a bit differently. I want to start with this one here first. This one here, and I think these are actually painted too, if I'm not mistaken, if it will focus. There we go. I think these might actually be somewhat painted if my camera won't move. And as you can see, because they have a lot of clear plastic on them, and it looks like it might be painted around, but the clear plastic detailing adds so much just life to these weapons. Got the hollowness underneath here, but the rest of it is all pretty solid. And oh man, these just look amazing. Again, just the overall look of this figure is amazing. You have a much rounder version here. This one has a stripe that goes around the whole barrel there. And again, it's a more circular, roundish version of the square cannon we have here. So let's go over the things we can actually do with all these weapons. So, you can do the simple thing. You can put them in his hands, like so. Give him some little pew-pew dually guns there. You can put them on the arm pegs, give him some Megatron fusion cannons, but you just give him 2 of them instead. So you got some more pew-pew going on there. Or you can take the middle piece here and you attach them like so. Get the back peg. Probably you can put them on the front peg as well, but I prefer to put them on the back one because it looks more solid that way. And this gives you his double barrel cannon that he's known for having, and you just plug that into the arm. There you go. You got his double barrel cannon. Or you can do the thing they have on the side of the box. Take this, attach them together, and you can have him hold that. And the other thing is, I guess spoiler for Articulation, his hand's open, so he can just hold these guns like actual rifles. And there we go. We have him going all Buster Gundam up in here. We got him going all Buster Gundam up in here. Or this isn't even the only thing you can do with him. You can take this piece again, rotate this around, and then you can get that. You can put these up like so. I hope I'm doing this correctly. You get the back peg here, you put it on, and now he has back cannons. So now, instead of going Buster Gundam, he's going full gun cannon up in here. Man can be every, like, Gundam mobile suit you want him to be, and now he just has these back cannons on him. There's just so much you can do with these 3 weapons. And it's just, you can combine these aspects. You can, like, have them hold one. You can have one on the back. You can get this whole bit here, leave it like this. You can slap it on the shoulder there, so he has, like, a shoulder cannon now, like, there. I mean, that's kind of a far shoulder cannon, but it somehow still manages to look really cool. But there is just so much that they let you do with this guy. It's actually really just unreal, the amount of stuff that just these 3 accessories just allow you to do. It's actually just really mind-blowing to me, just how much just options they give you, just so many things. I'll leave them like this for my final thoughts on the accessories here, because this is this iconic arm double cannon, but just like the look of this figure, just outstanding. It's really just outstanding. Oh man, just amazing, just pure awesomeness right there. Now we're gonna get to the articulation, and unfortunately, this is where this figure is going to kind of suffer, which is a shame for me to say, but we'll see. You'll see when we get there what I mean by it. So, we'll start by the head, and I'm just gonna spoil it. It's the arms. So I will do the arms last in this segment, just so I have the time to just cover everything about it. So let's start with the head here. You got a large up. You got a bit down, but you got that large up thanks to the transformation joint. You got a full 360. You gotta lift the head up a bit to get past his neck kibble there, but otherwise you can mostly get it. Waist, cannot do a 360 because of the way that the waistcoat built into the leg is, so it does block it, but you can get some really nice turns out of it, so shouldn't be too much of a problem. As you saw earlier, the hands can open and close. The legs here can go up that far, they can go back that far. You got a very nice spread there. You have a nice bend at the knee. It's actually like past the 90s, so that's really good. And you have a bit of a pivot there. You have a toe up and a big toe down. So you have some decent toe movement there. Now for, I guess these can move technically as well, but that's again more for the transformation. Now let's get to the arms here, and oh man, this guy was so close. I'm shaking my desk a lot. I am sorry about that. But I just can't stress it. This guy was so close to being perfect. Perfect. Right down to the most minuscule detail. But the arms just threw him off for me. And not that this makes him inherently just a horrible figure, but it does have its issues. So, arms around, do a full 360. That's not bad. But it's where they hinge. Yeah, so they go up like that. And the issue is, if you go like this, yeah, they just... it does that. And the issue here as well is if you have him like this, and you try to have him like... Let's get his cannon here. Say you try to have him do a little cannon pose like this. But let's say you want him to aim to the side, like this way. Well, you cannot get him to move like that unless you bend his arm only. And the only reason his arm even bends like that is because it is a transformation joint. That is another issue I have here, is the way the arm here bends like that. Because the issue is... mine's kind of, I think, weak there, so it cannot really hold the weight of the cannon too well. And this just might be, a QC thing. It could, but the way that the arm up here, the shoulder is designed, oh man, I just wish they had done that a lot better. There's no butterfly. You can really only do that. That's like, you don't have a butterfly here. I mean, you can kind of put this down, maybe, and you can kind of go completely over the head. Yeah, I guess that's something there. Yeah, oh man, it was, like, so close. You have, also, hand swivel, so, there's that as well. Make sure I cover that. So, there's a swivel up here. But, yeah, just the upper arm. Oh, man, I wish these were just slightly different. There had to be something they could have done for that, but, oh, man. Again, not that it hurts the figure too much, in my opinion, because there's just a lot of stuff he does right that I think helps him in that manner. But, oh, man. He could have been the perfect, he could have been, just perfect figure, but that arm articulation did kind of ruin him. Other than that, though, articulation, I'll say, is pretty good. So, he has everything you need for a Transformer, so I will give him that, at least. Alright, now for the transformation here, and I'm going to try to do this relatively quick, just so, I don't take too long on it here. But transformation on this guy is actually quite simple and does some interesting stuff, so I'm going to start by untabbing around here. We're going to bring the head down. Don't want to bring that up yet. We want to get these bits here. You want to pull the arms out to the side, like so. Bring that. That allows you to bring that up. And you have his front treads starting to form there. This is already rotated. You want to bring these up, like so. They do have tabs, so you want to make sure they are just in as far as you can get them. These are going to go, they're going to come back once he's finished. Make sure the head is all the way down. Now for the arms here, and what you want to do here, you want to untab this. You actually want to use that sliding arm gimmick that he has, so you want to bring this back around, rotate this all the way so it's facing this way. That's going to allow you to kind of bend it in a weird curve almost. We also want to bring the legs up as well. Bring that, and I tried to do this part earlier. They want you to do this later, but they want you to bend the legs in that little part like that. I do this late on because they can get kind of tight and hard to open up. So I do not want to attempt to do that and end up just opening a lot of the transformation. So you want to tab that in like so. You want to open this tab on the treads here. You want to bring that around. You want to slide that in, tab that in. And now we're going to do that same exact thing all over again, this time on the other side. Like that, like that, like that. And put that in. Untab this again. I'm kind of just going all over now, so apologies if you cannot see the whole thing I'm doing. I'm just kind of going everywhere trying to get this in. There we go. Untab that. Bring that in. I almost had it in. There we go. Let me bring that up a bit. Slide. This needs to slide in, hopefully. It will be cooperative, that is. I just had it. Oh, there we go. The arm's sliding up. No wonder why I won't tab in correctly. There we go. Usually don't have that much of an issue. There we go. That goes in like that. Now you want to... Now you have all that, so you want to bring the legs up. Those are going to tab into the front there. And you want to just tab everything together. So almost done. Now, you want to take your gun here. You want to completely rotate this around. You want to get the guns to make sure this little piece up here is facing up. Plug those into the back. And you plug these two tabs here as we're going to plug these two tabs. And those are going to form his guns. Or his tank guns, more like it. And yeah, there we have his little tank mode. And here we have Tarn in his tank mode here, and he compacts really well. So just to do size comparisons early, here he is next to Wild Rider, and here he is next to Road Hauler. And yeah, as you can see, he does a fairly decent job kind of compacting. He kind of widens a bit. He's a bit more wide and tall compared to, kind of longer than the other characters are. Take these two out here, send them back to the abyss. And we'll take a look at his tank mode here, and oh man, this, again, just with all the aesthetics, this is just a really nice tank mode. The large treads, the guns all over, the large just front, looks like he can just run into you. Oh man, this is cool. And again, very much reminds me of Fall of Cybertron, which is why I just really, really, really like this design so much. You got the front here. The gold on the back here, kind of like a windows. Might be the intention of them. I'm not entirely sure with that one. You have the front guns here. Again, you got that large, just grill-like piece in the front. Even kind of looks like a face, too. So just face with teeth. Oh, the Decepticon logo proudly in the front still. Got these large treads that go around here. The hands are kind of visible from the back, and just the back in general. Kind of a bit weird with it is. It kind of hides very well, though, the way this kind of goes up, but the hands just being there makes it a bit weird. I do find that putting them like this somewhat helps, compared to the way they want you to have them. It kind of helps somewhat. And, oh man, the best part is, the gun on the top can rotate. Which, that is just so awesome. Oh man, I know it's parts forming, but I have to admit, it's just a great fact that it can just do that. It can still go, can't really go up and down that much. Probably go somewhat, depending on how high you can get it without popping it out of the thing. You can somewhat get it up, but yeah, it rotates around, does a full 360. Oh man, that's really cool. And he just has these side guns from the feet molded onto him. He is just stacked with weaponry. And you can just always put more on him. You can always, if I don't drop him, you can always just get the gun, do that, put it on top there. Heck, if you want to, you can just give him and even just a bigger gun. Did this even hold? I never actually tried this. Will this even hold? Yeah, you can just give him a much bigger gun. You can tab one down here if you want to. So you have like a gun on top and a gun on the bottom. You got the side ports from the legs here. There's just so much you can... It's just a case of there's just so much you can do with this figure. Just with his accessories. These ones you can rise up. Maybe have him be a bit more like an anti-aircraft tank or something. Oh man, yeah, just so much. A fantastic tank mode going all around. It keeps the aesthetic perfectly. And oh man, I feel like there's not really much in terms of sacrifice here. Like everything just goes in very well. There are a few gaps here, those are just so minor. I cannot really. This just feels so minor to me in the grand scheme of this figure. I can't really take that from him. And now, just for a few size comparisons, here is Tarn next to Legacy Wild Rider and Road Hauler, as well as him next to Core Class Iguanus, if Iguanus will stand, and the Master Grade Zaku Cannon. So, what are my final thoughts on Transformers Legacy Evolution Comic Universe Tarn? And, well, if you couldn't tell already, yeah, I pretty much just love this figure. I think just aesthetically, and with its accessories, I think it's just an amazing just figure to mess around with. And it also makes for a very just nice display figure. Articulation is really the only place I feel he falls behind in, and that is just merely because of the arms. But if you do find this guy, or you're able to order him from somewhere, I would say definitely pick him up, because, oh man, I think he is definitely just worth the time to have and just mess around with. He's also a unique figure too, like just him being a comic character and having just a more intricate design compared to other characters from the series and other just figures we've seen so far. I think he's definitely one of the better detailed ones, again, especially since he does not have much hollow parts and he has the opening hand, so there is a bit you can do with him. Oh yeah, he is just a really nice figure. There are some flaws, a few flaws I have to admit, but I mean, they are just, as much as I want, yeah, like, I just don't think they really hinder him too much. I feel like there's a lot more pros with this guy that just outweigh the cons, which is ironic given he's a Decepticon, but yeah. This has been my review on Transformers Legacy Evolution Tarn, and again, just a really nice figure. Can't stress it enough. Just, if you find this guy, you can order him. I would definitely recommend picking him up, even if you want to aware of the character. I would say he is just kind of worth the pickup. Yeah, again, he's just so much fun, and he's just such a cool looking design. I think he's just worth getting. But yeah, that's going to be the end of it for this review video here. Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed. And with that, I will see you all in the next one. Later.